Countdown. There you go. Okay, so just to get started, I want to show you a few things that you haven't seen so far yet. Let's go and review. Let's get into our dashboard and review what your menu should look like. And you can create more than one menu, and I'll show you why that's a good idea a little bit later. So if I come down and go to Appearance and go to Menus, I need a podium. That's what I need. I can choose from the two menus that I've created so far, or I can create a new menu by just hitting Create a New Menu, which is right up here at the top. I can call this Side Menu 2. Create that, and just like on the other menus that I've worked on so far, all I have to do is just click on all of these different sites and pages that I want and add them to the menu. Now, an advantage of using this structure here is you can actually kind of manipulate your blog to make it look a little bit more interesting. So, just as an example, let's pull this up here. On my blog here, you'll see, if you just hit blog, you're going to get a mess of everything that I've written. But if you just hover over blog, you'll see that you have all these different areas here. These are all being fed, they're all being published on the same blog itself, but all of these are just different categories. What I've done is just created a link for those categories, so when I click on educational technology, all you see are the posts related to educational technology. That's it. And the way to do that, which is really simple, is to come down to my categories right here, select any number one of these that I want, and then just go add to menu. And if I ever want to have a menu that drops down like that, it's literally just as easy as dragging it over to the right. As long as, it's sometimes finicky, get there, there we go. If these are all in line, like this, that means they're all on one drop down. If I move one of these over, all that means is that becomes a sub item off that menu. It's really quite simple, and it's these are one of those things that when you go through WordPress and learn it, they're things that annoy you until you get it. You know what I mean, you look at it, you're like, how do I do that? This is really frustrating, and then someone just comes by and shows you. All you got to do is just drag it, and then you're like, oh, that sucks. That makes a lot of sense. Anyway. So that's just using menus right there. Now, I've seen a few people make this mistake so far, and let's just say I save this menu now. If I go back to my page and I'm wondering why it's not showing up, all I have to do is just go to Manage Locations, select whichever menu I want, and then hit Save Changes. If it's stuck on Select a Menu, you're not going to see the menu or any of the menus that you created. So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing to point out here is that the way I would like your sites to look right now is to basically have a static page that I go to that's basically the About You page. So the landing page I'm coming to is the About You page. And the idea is, because this is an e-folio or an e-portfolio, it's all about you. So the idea is they come to the page, they find out about you, and then they know the whole site is just about you and some of your schoolwork and what your interests are. So the way we make sure that is set is we go to Settings, we go to Reading, leave that page, and then now, instead of having set at your latest posts, I'm going to want to have it set at a static page. And let's zoom in there. And then mine right here, I have Educational Journey, but you can put it as, that was originally my About page. And yeah, you gotta do that, don't you? Okay. And then my post page is my blog page. I don't have to write anything on that page at all. Once I've done this, WordPress and all the coding in the back end knows to throw all of your posts on that page. It just does it for you, so you don't have to do anything. So let's just take a look at some of these pages then and see some of the things that I can add to them. So when I come in and take a look at some of these pages and I go to my blog page, you'll see that there's legit nothing on this page, yet that's the one where everything's showing up. So I don't have to do anything to that, that one's done. However, if I go to my About page, one of the things that I want to make sure that you're doing on your home page is that you've added some sort of, at least if you want, I'm not telling you you have to put a picture up of yourself because there's privacy issues with that and all that kind of stuff. So I can't say that you put that up, and I don't want to get into that. But put up something that at least represents you. If you're, I got a student in another class that's like obsessed with hunting rifles. I mean, whatever, I don't care. Put up a hunting rifle. Yeah. So that being said, like have something that represents you. In this instance, this is just a picture of me on the Great Wall that I uploaded. And anyway, all you have to do when you want to add anything is just go add media. And I can insert tweets if I want, which is ridiculous. Insert a URL. If I want to do any YouTube video, I can literally search right from here. So if I wanted to put like an Olympic video in, because obviously look at this physique, I'm an Olympian. No one? I'm seriously way out of shape right now. That was meant to be funny. Keep moving on. So let's take a look at this Olympic Charter Google one. We'll click on this. All I have to do now is literally just say insert, and now that video is actually just going to show up in my site. The only thing that annoys me about this so far is that if you put in a YouTube video, at the end the related videos come up, and it annoys me because the related videos that come up are sometimes like all sorts of awful. I'm going to tell you right now that I know District 6 like has a super hate on for YouTube, or at least they used to a couple years ago. I met with you like crew a couple years ago, because if you don't know or don't remember, I'm from District 8, and like they just talked about it like it was like the devil or something crazy. Like it was just like it was going to destroy websites and like eat children, and I don't know. All you need to do, and they're like, oh my god, it's going to ruin the website. It's like, all you have to do is literally put $REL equals 0. That's it. And then the video ends, and then that's it. That's all you have to do. So there, now YouTube is not the devil. And it takes, I think, 5 characters. So anyway. So I don't want that video there, but if I did want it, if I update that, now that video is going to sit there. That's all I have to do for that. If I want to add in any pictures, literally all you do is just go to upload files, and I can actually drag and drop pictures on there. Save the photo to your desktop, and then literally just drag and drop whatever photo you want, and then it's going to go there. So if I go to pictures and I go to I can literally drag and drop any picture at all. And then once that's ready, I just hit insert into post, and then now that photo is there. The only annoying thing is when I throw a picture in like this, now everything's shoved down. It kind of did its own formatting. Any photos you want to manipulate at all, hover over it until you see that button, and then I can move it around and say I want it on the left and I want the text to wrap around it. I think this picture's way too big. I can shrink it by 70%. Wow, it actually knows what can't. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, if I want, now that I've uploaded it, I can literally just use this hyperlink of this picture if I wanted to just link to it. I can even go into advanced settings and actually physically change the size of that photo if I want to myself, but we don't need that photo, so we're going to get rid of that. We don't need this, so we're going to get rid of that. Okay? So that's basically adding a few things to pages. It's not that difficult. And make sure that you hit update. If you do any new work to your site, just hit update. It's going to just upload to the site. Now, for blogging purposes, everything is done on posts. Okay, so let's leave this page. Anytime I want to create a post, all I have to do is just come here, go to add new, and it looks somewhat similar to my pages. I still have these 3 buttons here. It's just the site now knows that this is a post for a blog. That's it. On the side, make sure everything's always a standard blog, and then I can put WordPress features. Okay, and start to list some of these pages, posts, blah 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 blah. Okay. The only thing that I will suggest when it comes to making any posts on this whatsoever is if I get into something that's got some heavy text in it. So let's just go to an assignment from the other night. No, I haven't done any work in that class yet. There we go. I'm going to steal one of my favorite authors' pieces of work and I'm going to throw it in there. So if I take a huge post like this and it's a lot of writing, the annoying thing about coming to a page that hasn't been manipulated properly is the fact that if I come to a page like this, I have to scroll through the entire blog every single time I post something. And if I want to read your page or go to your blog, it's really annoying when you have a lot of text like this. So one of the tools and the tricks of the trade is after the first paragraph, I hit this button right here. Let's take a look here. It doesn't look like much, but that little button right there does a whole lot of work. And then now, when I update this, they're just going to see this section, and that's going to have a read more, or continue reading, or go forward. That's basically it. And that way, when I come to the blog, I don't just see 700 words, 700 words, 700 words. It's really just bite size, and then people can get through more of your work quicker. It makes it a lot cleaner looking too. So, it's a good article, by the way, about like universities, and anyway, don't worry about it. It's still really good. Now, let's just say, let's get rid of all this. I want to add in like a Prezi document or something like that. Or even let's just go with SlideShare. SlideShare is what a lot of professors are using now, and a lot of companies are using right now to basically post big presentations and infographics that can be put on sites. Because what they do is they make it in a way that actually allows you, so let's just find an interesting one here. Awesome things brands did on social media in 2013. All I have to do is click on it. If I like it, let's just say I'll full screen this, take a look at it. Doesn't look too bad. It's going to let me scroll on it. Go away. There we go. All I need to do is hit share if I like it, and I think this one's actually pretty good. I'll hit share, and it even shows you what places you can share it on. Now if I click on WordPress, I'll have to log in and do all that kind of funny stuff, but what it does is it'll actually give me the short code to go put on that, to go put in a post. So sometimes you have to log in. Sometimes I just have to grab this, copy it, come over here, and then in the text section, just flip over from visual to text, paste this in here, and then if I were to publish this right now, hopefully this will work. There. So now that, and it sits kind of free so I can still manipulate it. So that post just actually shows up there just like that. Takes no time at all and ends up looking pretty clean. The same thing used to work for Prezis, which used to be nice, and maybe it's changed recently because things change overnight in a heartbeat every time. But I found that Prezi doesn't work with WordPress.com so much anymore, which is annoying. So if I want to go to share, it just gives me this stupid thing, this little link here. So what I can do, and I'm going to post this here, is there's a embed your Prezi presentations into WordPress posts. Once I say get your WordPress shortcode, it makes this here for me. I can copy that, and I literally do the exact same thing as I did here. Let's just paste that in there. Let's hit update and view post when it's done. See if there's anything else I want to. Oh, widgets. We'll do that tomorrow. Okay, so, and that's essentially how you just embed anything in there. I'm going to kind of do a little write-up for this, step-by-step how to do this. On Monday, I'll go over how to manipulate widgets. And widgets is basically everything that shows up on here. Some sites are nice enough that'll actually allow you to manipulate different sidebars for different pages. So like if you're on different pages, it'll look a little bit differently. And I can show you an example of that with another site that I manage. And just see how you can kind of tailor that for what you want to do. Anyway, that's pages, posts, and menus. That's a whole lot of stuff in one. I'm going to post this up right now, but continue on what you guys were doing, and raise your hand if you have any questions.